She stood before the bench like she was waiting for a latte, not a verdict. The judge had given her mercy once. Today, her forgetfulness would meet its consequence. The Macon County Courthouse on a Tuesday afternoon smelled of old wood, recycled air, and the particular anxiety of people whose freedom hung on a stranger's mood. Courtroom 3 was unremarkable, beige walls, fluorescent buzz, the flag limp in its stand. But for Brianna Cole, 19, this room was about to become the set of a hard education she never enrolled in. She stood at the defendant's table in a cream-colored cashmere sweater, her hair perfectly blown out, her posture suggesting she was merely inconvenienced. Beside her, her court-appointed attorney, Mr. Vance, shuffled papers he'd barely had time to review. Across the aisle, the prosecutor, a weary woman named Della Reyes, organized her file with the quiet confidence of someone who had seen 100 Briannas come through these doors. The case was straightforward, almost mundane. 6 months earlier, Brianna had been arrested for possession of a controlled substance, Xanax, no prescription, found in her glove compartment during a traffic stop. It was her first offense. The judge, the Honorable Marcus Reed, a 35-year veteran of the bench, had offered her a lifeline, pretrial diversion. Complete alcohol and drug screening, random testing and assessment, and the charges would disappear. It was the kind of break first-time offenders dreamed of. Miss Cole, Judge Reed had said that day, his voice patient but firm, I'm giving you an opportunity here. Don't waste it. Brianna had nodded, murmured, yes, sir, and promptly filed the paperwork in the mental cabinet marked problems that solved themselves. Now, 6 months later, she stood before him again. The screening was incomplete. Worse, she had missed a mandatory test on July 1st. No call, no reschedule, just silence. Ms. Reyes rose. Your Honor, the state would note that the defendant has not completed the required alcohol screening and assessment through Bond Schwartz and Associates. Additionally, she failed to appear for a scheduled test on July 1st. We request the court address this bond violation. Judge Reed looked down at the file, then at Brianna. His expression was unreadable. Miss Cole stepped forward. She stepped forward, one hand in her pocket. Why? His voice was calm, conversational almost. Why did you miss the test? Brianna tilted her head slightly, a small shrug. I forgot to print it out. The courtroom went very still, forgot to print it out. Not I had a family emergency. Not I was ill. Not even a creative lie she forgot, like forgetting to pick up dry cleaning. Judge Reed leaned back slightly. He did not speak for a long moment. When he did, his voice was quieter, which somehow made it louder. I'm sorry, could you repeat that? I forgot to print out the paperwork, Brianna said, a hint of impatience creeping in, so I didn't know where to go.